Lesson 1, Unit 2. The Project Charter. This is the first step in the project initiation phase. The Project Charter is an internal document that formally authorizes the start of a project. It is created by the project sponsor or a senior executive within the organization and defines the authority of the project manager. The purpose of the Project Charter is to formally announce the start of the project. Once a donor has agreed to the proposal and there is a signed contract, the Charter helps announce the beginning of the project. It also authorizes the project manager to begin the project. It is a document that describes the nature and the scope of the work and broadly defines some of the project objectives, the schedule, and the budget. It identifies the organizational structure of the project and all the roles and responsibilities. It also defines the people with responsibility for authorizing changes. There are many benefits when the project manager has a project charter. With this simple document, the project manager can communicate the objectives of the project to all key stakeholders. It also clarifies all the primary roles and responsibilities and explains the project governance, which defines how decisions are going to be made within the project. This last point is very important in an adaptive project management cycle, since many modifications will be required during the life of the project, and the use of a formal change process can facilitate the analysis and approval of changes. A typical project charter will have the following content: information about the project purpose and goal, information about the key beneficiaries and key stakeholders, information about the project constraints, assumptions, and risks. Additional content can include how the project is organized and the level of authority of the project manager, information of the critical milestones, and some basic information on the sources of funding for the project, including information on the donor. The charter will include a section that describes the project governance, listing all the people with authority to approve changes, the members of the steering committee, information about the project sponsor, and a description of the change control process. For some large projects, there might even be a change control committee. Finally, the charter will include a section for the signatures of the project sponsor and the project manager. A critical role for any project is the role of the project sponsor. The project sponsor is an executive or senior director who owns the project and supports it within the organization. It is usually the supervisor of the project manager, and based on his authority, he delegates the responsibilities to the project manager. The sponsor signs the project charter and is the person who makes sure the project has the resources and the support needed to achieve the objectives. The sponsor ensures the project is aligned with the development goals and is the key advocate for the project, communicates on behalf of the project, and makes sure the project has the support from key stakeholders. The sponsor also helps deal with project issues in the organization. This last point is very useful since there are going to be situations in which the project manager doesn't have the level of authority to deal with an issue or request support from an internal unit, and the sponsor will be the person who helps manage those issues and get the support needed. The project sponsor is the person who supports the project within the organization. The sponsor is the person who can speak on behalf of the project to key internal and external stakeholders. Because of the level of authority, the sponsor has access to the executive levels in the organization and direct access to the donor organization, government officials, and partner organizations. This is the person the project manager can look for when there is an issue with certain stakeholders or situations within or outside the organization. Another important role of the project sponsor is to chair the project steering committee. In this role, the project sponsor monitors the project to ensure it is achieving its goals. The project manager will provide regular reports to the committee with information on the progress, issues, and changes the project is making, and any issues that require attention and support from the committee. The Project Steering Committee is a decision-making body within the project governance structure that consists of top managers and decision-makers who provide, review, and monitor strategic directions and policy guidance to the project team and other stakeholders. The committee also provides recommendations on project approaches and participates in discussions, general strategies, and opportunities for project planning and implementation. The committee can be assigned to the following roles: reviewing and approving the project development strategy, monitoring progress against the project management plans, reviewing and approving changes made to the project plans, making strategic decisions regarding the prioritization of project deliverables, reviewing and suggesting solutions for issues critical to project success, and resolving conflicts within the stakeholders groups.